Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kristen and I make a ton of lifestyle content, but focusing mostly on Disney, books, music, makeup, just a ton of different things. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. But today's video is going to be a February hopeful TBR, what I'm reading kind of video, because we are midway through February already and I want to make sure that I share with you guys my hopefuls for the month and kind of talk about some of the books I'm currently reading as well. So let's just get right into this video before it gets too long. So I'm actually going to start off with the books that I have already read that were on my hopefuls list, and the first one is Set on You by Amy Leah, or Amy Lee, I think it's Leah. And this is about a plus size influencer who is a gym influencer. So she focuses on body positivity and, you know, being healthy as is and loving yourself as is. And she finds, you know, herself at the gym making her videos for her Instagram, and she runs into this guy who keeps taking her equipment and getting in her way, and she kind of has this sort of like enemy nemesis situation with this guy, and yeah, so some feelings start and the story goes from there. So this is the first book I've read by Amy, and I think this is actually her first ever book that she's written, unless she had ones that like weren't published prior or were on like Kindle Limited or something like that. But this is the first one I've ever picked up from her, and I actually, as you guys know, I love plus size representation in books, so that is one of the reasons I was drawn to this book. And I also am very I relate a lot to her character, just because she also goes to the gym, and or like I do. I go to the gym all the time with my husband, and we are big gym people, so I just kind of liked a lot of the references in here. She's also a very introverted person, very similar to myself, so I just felt like there was a lot of complementing personality traits between the two of us, and so I really related to her character. I have actually already read this, and I'm not going to give you my final rating, but you guys will see that in the February wrap-up. But this was one of the first books that I read and was on my February TBR for this month. Next book is one I'm currently reading, and it is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. So I have never actually read anything by Lynn Painter. This is my first one. I know she's very well known for Better Than the Movies, and I also have that book on a TBR, hopefully coming up in the next couple of months. But I really wanted to focus on this one because this one revolves around Valentine's Day, and our main character, this is a young adult novel, so she is in high school and she is getting ready to say I love you to her boyfriend for the first time, and wants to have this huge epic Valentine's Day, and it just goes completely awry, and it's one of her worst days ever. And then she goes to sleep and she wakes up the next day and she is in that same loop again, same Valentine's Day, same disastrous things happening, and she's trying to figure out how to get out of this loop and how to fix what went wrong the first time. So I'm about halfway through this book so far, really enjoying it, really like the reading or the writing. It's just very easy to read, very cutesy, very sweet, very YA, and I am really excited to finish this. But yeah, this is my current read in physical TBR. So another book that I'm reading on my Kindle, and I have been reading on my Kindle, is called That Right Moment by Stephanie Steck. And she actually hasn't released this yet. It was something that I signed up to get the ARC for. So I'm reading that right now. I'm about halfway through that one as well, and I'm really enjoying that. And then I'm also listening to a few audiobooks this month that I've been getting from my local library. And the first one I actually read was The Cheat Sheet, or listened to The Cheat Sheet, but that will be in a February wrap-up. And then currently I'm listening to Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. So I just wanted to mention those two books really quickly because they actually were not on my physical TBR that I put in a picture on Instagram. But I wanted to mention those because they have been kind of keeping me company when I don't want to have a physical book in my hand. The next couple of books, there's so many here. I honestly like slightly overwhelmed, but we'll be good. So this one is a cult classic. A lot of people really love this, and I've been waiting to read it, and it is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This just gives me all of the romance vibes. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I know that there is a specific other book that is very similar, but I'm planning on reading that one in the summer. Hopefully giving myself enough space between the two so I can kind of let them be standalone and not repetitive for me. But yeah, I'm super excited about reading this one. I actually got this on Book Outlet, which if you guys ever want me to do like a Book Outlet haul, I love that website. I am addicted to checking every day like their new arrivals. But this is one of the ones I got from there. Such a good price, and they're always brand new books. This is going to be a very much anticipated read, and I'm so excited to get into this. I love Christina Lauren, and I cannot wait to see how good this one is, especially with all of the amazing ratings. Let's talk about a book that no one has ever mentioned, and I've never seen anyone even talk about the author, and this is called The Love Con by Seressia Glass. And this is another plus size representation. I actually believe this was in my haul at the beginning of January. And this is about a girl who is really into anime, gaming, and cosplay. And she gets into a reality show competition. And as she's getting further into the competition, she needs an additional person, either a like a boyfriend or some significant other to participate, and she enlists her best friend Cameron to help her out on the show. And I'm believing that some sparks must be flying in this one, and this is an adult fiction novel. I'm really excited. This is published by the same people who published Amy Leah's books. So I have a feeling that I'm really going to like them because I really like all the books that come out of that publishing house. And I mean, I don't know, this cover just like speaks to me and tells me that this is like a perfect Valentine's Day read. I am doing all romance books this month. I did forget to mention that. I really want to focus on the month of love and the month of romance. So that is what I'm doing. The next book that I want to try to get to, and granted, this is a very big TBR for me. There is no way I'm going to get to all of these. They're just my hopefuls, ones I'm hoping to get to. And they're very highly anticipated reads for me. So they're all ones that I've just been like eyeing and knowing that I want to read as soon as possible. So that's where we're at. But don't by any means think that this is a normal amount of books for TBR, because I will not get through all these. But anyway, next is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, which is Talia Hibbert's YA debut. And I'm really excited to read this. It's about a boy who's a football player and has some mental health issues, and he goes to a survival course in the woods with this girl, Celine, and I believe it's kind of like an enemies to lovers or something like that, maybe friends to lovers. I'm not actually sure too much, but I am really excited to read this. And so far, the books that I've been experiencing from Talia Hibbert are very cute, and I'm excited to see how this one plays out as well. I'm really excited to read X's and O's by Amy Leah as well. I really love her writing, and I know that she has one more book coming out in this little series following another influencer that is mentioned in the first and second book, and I'm really excited to read this. It was such an easy and fun read with Set On You, so I have really high expectations that this is going to be another really good read. Another book that I haven't heard too much about, but every time I've seen it, I've gotten really excited about it, and this is called The Rom-Com Agenda by Jayne Denker. And yes, I got this at the buy one get one 50% off. So I'm not 100% sure about what this is, or like the storyline. I just know that it's about two characters, Leah and Eli, and they're trying to figure out how to make themselves more lovable, and I think it's by watching rom-com movies and trying to like learn from them or something like that, Really, like, don't quote me. I haven't. This is a really good book for people who love rom-coms and who grew up with a lot of those like 2000s rom-coms. So I'm excited to see how this book plays out. And I love the vibe of the artwork and everything. So I'm really excited about this, and I can't wait to see what happens. And I've never read anything by that author, so maybe I'll find a new author that I love. Another one is the Loath to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. This is her STEMinist novella collection, so it has all three, and I've been wanting to read them separately, and so when she came out with the book that put them all together, I was really excited. I love Ali Hazelwood. I know that she can be hit or miss with some people, but I have enjoyed both The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. They are two of my favorite books, and I'm really excited to read this, and then I'm super excited about her book coming out in the next couple of months. But this one is definitely one that I want to try to read before the end of winter. It's already starting to turn kind of springish here, but I want to read one of them specifically because I think it takes place in like an Arctic area. It's called Below Zero. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and it's just a little novella, so it's kind of, you know, you don't have to read them all at once, and I think that's just going to be really, really nice, and I'm super excited. The next and second to last book on my February hopeful is the third, I believe it was a series. I didn't actually know this until somebody recently mentioned it, but the third in the series, and this is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, and I've really loved The Kiss Quotient. I liked The Bride Test. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it, and I've heard that this one is kind of hit or miss, but I really like her writing, and I love her main characters because they all have unique backstories, and I think that there's always a really good amount of like character development in her books. So I'm really excited to read this book from her, and any book that she comes out with. She's just she's really good at capturing a female main character and giving her a really strong personality. So I've really enjoyed her writing in the past, and I'm excited to read this one. And last but certainly not least, I have actually never read anything from Tessa Bailey before. So I have a couple of books from her in my collection for me to read, but this is going to be my first one because I want to read this around Valentine's Day. And this is Secretly Yours, and in June she's coming out with the second book in the series called Unfortunately Yours. So I am super excited. I actually have no idea what this is about. I'm not going to read it right now, but actually let me read it real quick. Okay, so we're getting Hallie and Julian, who are friends in the beginning, friends to crushes at a young age, second chance romance vibes, enemy to lover vibes. Very excited. I love those tropes. I love second chance romance, and I love enemies to lovers. Those are probably like my two, oh, and fake dating. Those are probably like my three favorite tropes. So excited about this. I will maybe do like a reading vlog if you guys are interested. I honestly, like, I've never done a reading vlog before, so I'm never really sure like what to put in it, but if you guys want me to do a reading vlog with some of these books, definitely like let me know. But I'm super excited about this one. I've heard amazing stuff about her writing, and all of her books are like the cutest covers. They just give me all of the perfect discreet covers, and I just absolutely love them. So excited to read a book by her. Okay, so those are all of my February hopefuls. I know that it is a lot. Those are just the physical ones. If I'm gonna be honest, I have more on my Kindle for Kindle Unlimited that I want to read as well, but the physical ones have to come first because I need to start to dwindle my physical TBR. I have a huge physical TBR. I also would love your input if you guys want me to do some kind of like TBR picking game, or like regular occurrence, like monthly TBR pick, where like I've seen people do it with jars where they like have things numbered, and I've seen people do them with like written pieces of paper and all of that. So let me know if that's something you guys are interested in, and if you are, give me all of your ideas because I would love to do something really fun with it and kind of always have like an unexpected twist to my TBR in a month. So I thought that that would be fun. and very exciting. You guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and join my family here on YouTube. I would love to have you. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next one.